All right, you guys, so normally I feel like when I'm doing these two braids, I do it before I go to bed. So I put them in and then I will spray it with salt spray and then I'll sleep on it. And then in the morning when I am getting ready for work or whatever I'm doing, I can take them out and my hair is basically dry at that point. But today I'm just like filming and doing a bunch of stuff around the house. So it's obviously not nighttime because I just did my makeup. So basically what you want to do is you want to start off with towel dried hair. So I have not done anything to my hair, obviously, since I've gotten out of the shower. It's still in a turban, but I wanted to show you the whole process. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to start by spraying some kind of like detangler or leave-in just because my hair gets really tangled. This one is by INCOMMON. It's called the Magic Mist. One of my good friends uses this line and she told me to get this and I do really like it. The smell of it is awesome. I will link everything that I'm using down below. So I'm just gonna start by spraying that and then I'm just gonna comb my hair out with a wet brush. I'm so happy that crimped hair or like mermaid waves or whatever are coming back because they used to be really popular when crimpers were like a thing, and now crimpers are coming back and heatless waves are coming back, which is so nice because obviously it would be nice to not have to like curl your hair all the time, and if you don't have to put heat on it but you can make your hair look wavy and nice, why not do it, you know? And this can honestly work on short or long hair. I'm just showing it on long hair because I got a lot of requests just to show you guys how to do these. So we're just gonna do it with long hair. All right, so all brushed out. Now I am going to part my hair down the center, which is actually kind of hard to do because I'm using the camera as my, I'm actually gonna go over here. Okay, that was way too hard to part my hair and the camera. I had to go to another mirror, but basically I'm gonna part my hair straight down the middle like so. And I'm gonna tie one side off with just like a scrunchie or something, just so I don't pick up a bunch of hair when I'm doing the other side. So just gonna make a little bun right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna French braid both sides of our hair and then we're just gonna let it dry. Like I said, normally this is something that you could let sit overnight, or if you're just going around doing errands for the day, you can just put the braids in and run around and then they'll be dry in like a couple of hours. Or if you're in a rush, you can also braid them and then like put like a diffuser to it or a blow dryer, and that would work too. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. But I'm gonna start by, like I said, I have this side all brushed out with my leave-in in. I'm gonna start by using my finger. I'm gonna take this front section here, about this big. The good thing about these braids at night is like it doesn't have to be perfect. I do them pretty messily and loose because when you take them out, you want them to look kind of messy and loose. You don't want it to look like you're going to a friggin' gymnastics tournament. So once I have my section, I am going to divide it into 3 sections. Okay, I'm gonna start by just doing a classic French braid, and if you don't know how to French braid, I'm gonna try and go over it with you right now. I'm gonna take my front section and I'm gonna put it over the middle section. Now I'm gonna take my back section and I'm going to take a tiny bit from my part, adding hair in and putting it over the right section and putting it over the top section. So what I'm doing all the way down is basically a 3-strand braid. All that's different in a French braid is you are just picking up a little bit of more hair each time you go down. So with this strand, I'm not just gonna pick the strand that I already have back up. I'm gonna scoop a tiny bit more hair that's hanging and add it into my braid, okay? I'm gonna take a little bit of more hair from the part. I'm gonna take the section that I already have and I'm gonna cross it over the middle section. All right, now this side's down. I'm gonna put a little bit more hair in. And how I like to scoop the hair up is just with my finger. If you just scoop it up like this, directly back in the direction of the braid, it's gonna give you a nice clean line, and it's just easier to pick up. So I'm back here. I'm gonna take my finger, go down the part, pick up a little sliver and cross it over. So I'm gonna repeat this all the way down the hair with using my finger, taking a little bit from my hairline, taking the piece that I already have and adding it into the braid. So I'm gonna repeat this all the way down the hair until I have no hair left. And then I'm just gonna do a 3-strand braid for the rest of it. And like I said, when I'm doing this, I'm not really focusing on keeping it really tight. I want it to be, you know, not super, super loose to where it's gonna fall out, but I can like move the braid around. It's not super tight. All right, so I just picked up my last section. The whole way I was just using my finger to scoop up another section and just cross it over. So super simple. Once I get to right here, I'm at the base. All I'm gonna do is continue with just a 3-strand braid. And when I'm doing this, sometimes when I do braids, I like really won't need them to stay in, so I'm yanking it and making sure that they're really tight. The key to this is don't do that, because in the morning you're not gonna be happy with how tight and kinky your braid is. So I'm really just braiding it, but not putting any tension in the braid whatsoever. And I'm just gonna go all the way down here. It's okay if you have little layers that come out, it doesn't matter. Until I get to basically the very end, and then I'm just gonna tie that off with a clear elastic. And you can just like, not a lot, but loosen it just a little bit if you want to. If you feel like it needs to be loosened a little bit, do so. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. And I'll go over the front part with you, and then I'll just speed it up because I don't want you to get bored. So I'm gonna take my front section, right? I'm gonna divide it into 3 sections, like so. I'm taking this front piece, I'm crossing it over, just like a 3-strand braid. Now with this section, instead of just going over, I'm taking a tiny sliver from the part and crossing it over, and I'm repeating all the way down. All right, so this is all done. My braids are in. Now I'm just gonna wait. Like I said, I'm just doing stuff around the house today. I'm filming a couple of videos. That's why my makeup's done. Normally I would go to bed and just leave these in, but my key to this hairstyle is using some kind of sea salt spray. So this one is by VERB. It's literally just called Sea Spray. I'm gonna link it down below. Another good one is by Bumble and Bumble. It's called their Surf Spray. This one is a lot cheaper, and I feel like there's more product in it, and I've just been using it for the last couple of months, so I really like it. What I like to do at the end is I will take this product and I like to spray it all the way up my braid. And I'm gonna do the same thing once my hair's dry later. But putting this in your hair and the braid is gonna help to define it rather than make it like super frizzy. I feel like it helps keep the curls or the waves more wavy rather than all like frizzy and crazy. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spray that product in, and I will see you guys in a little bit once my hair is dry, and we'll go over the rest. All right, you guys, I'm back. It's been a couple of hours. My hair is basically dry and nice and puffed out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just remove this elastic, and I'm gonna just slowly start to unravel this braid. And you can see here that since I did the braid really loosely and I kind of puffed it out at the end, I'm getting these really pretty, nice, beachy waves. So I'm gonna take my time with it and just slowly unravel it. If I would have braided this a lot tighter, these waves would have been like super kinky. So as I'm unraveling the braid, I'm just running my fingers through it also, just so it pulls apart any kind of separation or clumpiness that I might have had. So just slow and steady. All right, so as you can see, these are just really pretty loose, soft waves, but I like to make it look a little bit more messy. So I'm gonna take that same salt spray as earlier. And my trick is I like to re-go over a lot of these sections and kind of like spray them, and it just makes my hair look nice and beachy. So sometimes I'll even flip upside down. Just kind of like mess it up. And everything just looks nice and effortless. So I'll just kind of like mess around with this for a couple of minutes, put a little bit of sea salt spray, and just like crunch my hair. And you can keep it parted in the middle. I like never part my hair, so I usually just kind of have it wherever. Another thing I like to do as I'm shaping these waves is if I'm noticing that my hair is a little like straggly and separated on the bottom, I'll just take any brush and just hold the very ends. It's usually where the elastic was. Sometimes it can get a little funky, and I'll just brush it and it makes it look nice and puffed up. And that is it for today's video. This is how I achieve my heatless beach waves at home. I hope that you guys liked it, and I hope that you learned something. This is something that is so easy. It requires no heat, and yeah, it took about 5 minutes, and I'm good to go for the next couple of days. I won't really have to do anything to my hair. So this is definitely a go-to hairstyle of mine right now because it's so easy and cute and requires minimal work. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you do, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.